Donald Trump continues to dominate the polls and the headlines in the race for the White House. Earlier, I sat down with his son, Eric Trump, an executive vice president at the Trump Organization, to talk about his dad's presidential campaign and what kind of president his dad would be. Take a look. Eric Trump, thanks for being with us. A big week. Your father was in South Carolina. A lot of people said he did a great job. I'm not going to ask you if you think he did, because I assume you think he did.
Well, I'll tell you he did. I mean, he did an incredible job, and everybody came out saying he won the debate, and I'm proud of him, and I'm a proud son. I mean, he is doing so well.
Eric, is there a difference between someone watching a debate on television and being in the audience? Is there a different vibe?
Yeah, I think so, right? When you're watching on TV, you're seeing one person's face. They're talking at one time. They might have a little split screen. When you're watching from the audience, I mean, you're literally seeing the mannerisms of every single, candidate up there.
And the reactions, too.
Yeah, smiling. They're giving faces. They're waving when they're off camera. I mean, it is very, very different when you're in there in person. And you also get to know somebody when you're looking at them in person. You see their kind of flesh, and you see how their posture. I mean, those mannerisms do tell you a lot. And they tell you who will be presidential. And quite frankly, some people might not even deserve to be presidential.
But have you noticed a difference in the mannerisms of some of them? I mean, are some of them calculating in terms of how they are on camera versus not on camera?
I think there's a couple of them, and I'm not going to mention names because this isn't my life. Politics isn't my life. But, I mean, how many of those people up there do you know have rehearsed those same lines in a mirror 100 times? I mean, some of these guys go in a closet, and they sit there and they rehearse these lines, and you can tell it's just so obvious. Yeah. And I think one of the reasons my father's doing so well is he's authentic. He goes out there.
He's genuine. He says what he thinks. But, I want to talk about one thing. At the debate, your dad glossed over what I thought was a direct hit by Nikki Haley. And, she had just attacked him, and he says they're friends the next day, and she says they're friends, as though all is well. My question is the Republican establishment orchestrating a hit on Donald Trump?
Yeah. Listen, I mean, I don't think an establishment wants him to be that person.
Why?
He came out of nowhere, right? And I think he's the one person that they can't control. He's the one person that no one can control. He's not accepting contributions. He's not accepting money, right? He's not going to be in the pockets of any lobbyists in Washington, D.C. And that offends some people, right? And those people have real power, and it actually speaks to the failures of our system. But when Nikki Haley said the angriest voice, he didn't deny it. I mean, he is the angriest voice because this country has a lot of problems. We have a tremendous amount of problems. We have $19 trillion worth of debt. We've got a school system that's a total disaster. We have ISIS cutting off heads. Our leaders are totally incompetent. I mean, when was the last time our leaders put together a real budget? A meaningful budget? When was the last time we invested in infrastructure? Look at our trade deficits. I mean, our country is a disaster.
Why would the Republicans go after the leading candidate? Your father is leading in virtually every poll nationally.
I think that's kind of the aha question. I mean, as a non-politician myself, as a guy who runs the company and, does business, I mean, I sit there saying, isn't this totally counterintuitive? And It very much is. But listen, you do have a certain group, and they're a dug-in group, and they've sat around a table for a very long time, and they have their friends and they have their foes, and he's probably not part of that. And you know what? It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, I think this is the first election where the American people are actually saying we want this person. I mean, he started a movement.
Now, in the interest of full disclosure, I've known you since you were a little boy.
Well, a long time,
I think you're a foot taller than me now, but at one point I was a foot taller than you.
A long time.
Your family is very close. You've got Ivanka and Donnie Jr. and Tiffany and now Barron. Yeah. You work together. I mean, in spite of the generational difference, I mean, this is a family that is very, very close. Yeah. To what do you attribute that?
I attribute it to great parents. I mean, my mom is an amazing person. My father is an absolutely amazing guy. I mean, we've always just had great positive influences around us. Also, my father made us work. We weren't the spoiled kids that didn't work. When I was younger, I'd be demoing walls. I'd be on construction sites. I'd be building things. I mean, there isn't a trade that I can't do myself. And, he believed in that. Listen, you're going to go work for minimum wage, and you're going to work very, very hard, and you're not going to get these massive trust funds, and you're not getting the Ferrari when you're 16 years old. And you see how many kids in our same positions go astray. And, he would never let that happen. He had very high expectations. Hey, we were going to do well in school.
But Eric, the truth is it worked. Yeah. It worked with all of you.
Yeah, that's right.
And so what do you want America to know about Donald Trump, your father, that they don't know?
Well, I think America's seeing a lot, and I think they're learning a lot about him. And he worked that event harder than anybody, and that's what he'll do for this country. He will work for this country harder than anybody. He doesn't need this job, and I say that a lot. He doesn't need this job. We have an amazing company. We're doing great things. He will work so hard for this company because this country because this is truly a mission he believes in. He is sick of incompetence. He wants to fix our nation.
And finally, what are you going to do if your dad is president?
Yeah. Well, I'll miss him. I really will. I mean, I'll miss him. He'll be in Washington. I'll be in New York. Obviously, we'll see a lot of each other. And Ivanka Don and I will, run the company. We're building great hotels and golf courses and the tallest residential buildings, in America and all over the world. I mean, we're doing great things. And he'll be in D.C. and
I'll
always be a phone call away, and he'll always be a phone call away. But
one more question, though. Donald has always been the guy who doesn't need a lot of sleep. Yeah. Why is that? I mean, there are times you call it like 6 in the morning. Yeah. I mean, when the rest of the world is sleeping. Yeah.
It's the Energizer Bunny. I mean, it's the Energizer Bunny phenomenon. He's always going. I mean, he never shuts off. He'll call me at 5 o'clock in the morning. Hey, did you see this? Or, hey, I was thinking about this. Do you want to do this? And and then I'll get a call at 11 o'clock at night, and he's always reading, and he's always digesting, and he's always telling. I mean, he's
you like
always
that?
On. Hey, listen, we left a debate at 2 o'clock in the morning. He was on, one of the big channels at 6:30. I mean, he's
but how do you do that? I want to do that. I want to put in more hours in the day. I don't want to sleep that much. What is it?
Well, don't you wish some of our leaders had that? Right. I mean, some of these guys you look at, they fall asleep. And I mean, don't you wish some of our leaders, the guys who ran this country, the men and women, had that same kind of energy and that same kind of drive and that same kind of passion? I mean, that's what we need. And that's what's made him an unbelievable success.
And Eric Trump, it's good to have you on Justice. And I must tell you, it is admirable, the love and affection you have for your dad.
He is the greatest man in the world. I love him to death. Thank you.
Thank you.